And paddling on along the south of Ireland, part two. So I had booked an Airbnb down here on the very south, that we live up here in the north, all the way down here in Dungarvan. And I was hoping to just get a lot further along the coast now again. This is a picture of Hook Lighthouse, which is it's the oldest lighthouse in Ireland, which is down here. This is Crook Lighthouse is down here. So if you have heard of the expression by hook or by crook, so by hook or by crook, I'll get to Cork. There's Cork. So by hook, you'd be going to Cork this way, or by crook, you'd be going this way. Crookhaven, you'd be going this way. So by hook or by crook, I'll be getting to Cork. So there you go. And anyway, I was hoping to get Hook done before I got to Cork. So I guess I was going by Hook. And this was the route I wanted to do. Dungarvan's where we were staying. I'd heard this is a lovely little town. And I wanted to get back round to Fethard, which is where I'd finished in the last trip. And this is Tramore. I've heard this is a famous area for surfing. So I was heading along there. That was the first. So I kind of thought maybe I'd just stop there at the Tramore because I thought maybe break it up into a couple of paddles. But anyway, this is where I just took a picture of this because I was trying to the guys were staying in Dungarvan. I always pick somewhere where they can, if I head off in the morning with the car, they can trot down after and catch me up, pick up the car, and then drive on round to catch me. So I was parked down here by St. Augustine's Church. There's a little slipway, and that's where I thought I would get going. So here I am parked and just checking out Dungarvan Harbour. Here we go. Here we are. Dungarvan Harbour, about to set off to sea, right this way. Paddle continues, which is hopefully 5 hours today to Tramore. That looks lovely. So this is July. I think it's around the first week of July. Just morning. It's 5 in the morning. Paddleboard's ready. About to head into the sea here. This is Dungarvan Harbour. I'm going to head out, paddle out through the harbour and out towards Tramore today. So it's a 5-hour paddle ahead. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it all goes well. Bye. So it's the summertime, so I don't have a wetsuit on because it's actually too hot in a wetsuit in the summer. So you're constantly changing, different, each time you go out, it's different weather conditions. I got a bit burnt last time. That was May. This trip, I'm just probably wearing shorts and t-shirt and just layers. And this is St. Augustine's Church where I was leaving from. This is heading out to Dungarvan Harbour. Here we are on the south coast, just coming out of Dungarvan. Right there. And this is the lighthouse. I can touch a wind. So we're heading in this direction to Tramore, which I think is way off in the distance there. Anyway, wish me luck. So I'm not sure if it was the best place to stay, to be honest, because it's a long old paddle just out of the harbour. The harbour seems to go on for ages. I probably, if I'd picked somewhere to stay here, I would just be going across the harbour each morning. But it was very slow going. I remember paddling out was slow. It did feel like you're against the tide quite a bit too, paddling out. This is what it often looks like, coast, just headlands in front, paddling from one headland to the next. And this is where my yoga would come in. Like quite often when it's long like this, I might do some meditation as I'm paddling along, as I'm literally will pick one meditation to do as I get to one headland and then another, and it goes on like that the whole way. Right. And sometimes that's how I count how far I've got to go. It's like how many headlands. And this is what the coasts look like down in the south here. Some sunshine, quite picturesque. Not a whole lot of places to get out from, mind you. I did notice that with the along the south of Ireland, it's just sometimes just quite a lot of cliffs, big cliffs. And this got here. So I paddled to here and I realized I just literally shot past Tramore. This was the one point I was supposed to get out and I didn't realize, but way back here, that's Tramore Beach. And when I got here, I'd literally shot past it. Now, the weather that was starting to change and it was starting to get a bit windier. And then there's a wee jet skier out here. So again, it's quite a novelty seeing somebody else in the water. There they are, scooting past in their jet skis. Don't know if they saw me, but it's always nice having a bit of company. So anyway, yes, I remember paddling past that headland and suddenly realizing that um that's Tramore Beach in here. I'd overshot myself. I think I'd sent them there and they were on the beach waiting for me. And so then it was just a lot of headlands. So I just kept paddling along thinking, right, the next beach I'm coming in. And the beaches are kind of tucked in, I guess, because it's, the very south of Ireland. I imagine when the storms come in, it gets a real battering. So it was literally between the rocks. I saw this little beach and I thought, right, that's it. I have to come in. So this was me coming because it was a bit like a whitewater rafting ride on the sea at this point. The wind had just I was supposed to try and get out earlier, but I'd overshot myself and then the wind was picking up. So I actually did bump into some people who were walking along the headland here, and I think they thought I was totally mad. But again, it's easy to get caught out. I hadn't planned on staying in. I just had gone further than I expected. But it was a beautiful little cove, say, very pretty. I was very relieved. Again, a lot of paddling. And that was the name of it. It was called Portally Cove because that was the next thing I got in, and I was like, I don't even know where I am. How am I going to tell them where to find me? Hi there. So I actually went further than I expected today. I was supposed to come out at Tramore and I ended up, instead of going to Tramore Beach, I went to Portally Cove. It's the first time I've actually overshot one of my stops. I was supposed to stop, which should have been 5 hours at Tramore, and of course I missed it. And then I had to paddle on, which was pretty tiring. But I had wind in my favour, which is a nice change. And but I'm kind of tired. I think I've got blisters on my feet and a lot of kneeling today. Anyway, I'm just waiting for my on-land support to come and rescue me. And my board's at the bottom down here, but it's a very pretty beach. So it's all good. I know. I think again when I was coming out of the water, there's people sitting on the beach just thinking, is she totally mad? But yes, that's the only thing about when you keep having to change your outfit each time, depending on the weather, you can easily get caught out and get blisters. In the wintertime, you've got, gloves and full boots on and your hands and feet are well protected so you don't get blisters. But I had gloves on for this trip, this long, because I'd gone longer than I expected. You don't get blisters on your feet if you're just out for an hour or two. But if you're out for like 5, 6 hours and you're kneeling a whole lot of the time, and also if the water is kind of throwing you around, like I said, it was like a white water rafting thing. I was probably gripping on with my toes. And there you go. That's what my toes looked like when I got home. And yeah, fairly trashed all over. So from then on, I've been wearing boots, even when the weather's warm, to make sure I don't get blisters. So yeah, lovely nature. This is they finally found me, and Richard's going down to get the board. Jack's with them, all smiles. It was beautiful. It was a lovely area. So Richard's down taking some photos. There's my board just left there. It was gorgeous. Portally Cove. That's where I'd paddled in. So it was, I just literally was like sailing along there and I was like, oh, there's a beach. That's it. I'm coming in. A few swimmers. I guess local sort of place if you need local knowledge to find this little beach, but beautiful walks, hikes and walks all around. Nice heathers. And I think this is actually we went on then to find somewhere to eat after this, and we found this. It was a really nice place. Everyone's sort of sitting outside. The sun was out. It was a really nice vibe. This was just in front of the where the restaurant was. And this was just exploring around. There's these old thatched cottages. And this was going back up to the car, looking down. We saw these foxes. I think our first reaction was, is it all right?
He's okay.
Do you think he's okay? We were just walking along, going, look, what is that fox doing lying there? And then I think it got up and started moving around. I think it's down there. You can hardly see it because, but it's maybe it's the same one or another one. I think there was two walking up there. They're quite young.
There was another one over there. It's really a fox. I was trying to hide.
So, Hook Head. So this is like Fethard is around here. So I had come. Oh yes, where we had our meal there was Dunmore East, and I had literally come in a little cove round the corner from this. Could have even been one of these little coves here. So I'd got literally into this is Waterford Harbour. It's called Waterford Harbour. It's a big outlet of water here. So the next part was to cross over here and then try to get around Hook to Fethard. So even blisters and all, here drove on to the next bit. Hi, I am. I'm going to cross over. This is Waterford Harbour. The ferry's just coming in here, the passenger ferry. And I'm going to try and cross to the other side, or Richard's going to pick me up. He's going to be on the ferry. So here's my board. All good. This is a deja vu for Frankfurt. Not, but thankfully the currents here aren't so crazy. Anyway, wish you luck. Bye. Yeah, it's always a bit nerve-wracking when you're crossing waters that you're not very familiar with. But I called the Coast Guard just to be sure, and he was okay. He's like, just call me when you get to the other side. It was very short, it was like not a very big distance. There I am, little speck. They'd taken photos of me on the boat, flying on ahead. There I am. Now the wind was getting stronger and stronger at this point, so that was the main problem. That's the ferry there, and that's me at the other side, waiting for them. Crossover. Very windy. I would like to say I beat the passenger east ferry. Kind of windy. Anyway, very windy and very tired. And then we got to Hook Lighthouse, which is just this little bit I wanted to do here, which isn't very far, but the wind was not good. I just thought I'd give it a try anyway. So here we are at Hook Lighthouse having a little explore. This is very famous, oldest working lighthouse in the world, I think. And taking good care of it. William Marshall. Yes, there's a lot of history. Here, good lights. It's a tower as well, little tower. Anyway, there's a picture of showing all the lighthouses around. Oh, there's probably more around Ireland. Great lighthouses of Ireland. And that's what it looks like from below. But I mean, look at the sea. Besides it being really windy and rough, it's the lighthouse is there because there's dangerous currents. So if you're trying to get around a lighthouse, generally, in my experience, you want to be doing it on a really good day because there's usually a lot of water moving around the lighthouse, causing all kinds of currents. So I just didn't think it was going to be a good idea, but I was trying to keep an open mind. Jack, not too close to the sea. Dangerous. So it did say that there's freak waves that come up around the rocks and to watch out. So there we go. Great cameras to take the water edge and long cliffs beware the freak waves and slippery rocks. So this was the little harbour nearby that I wanted to get in and paddle up round Hook Lighthouse. And it looked nice and calm and flat here, but really the winds were offshore and they were really too strong for my liking. So I think I called the Coast Guard and I don't think they were that thrilled. I was just really determined because I've gone all the way there and I wanted to get it finished, but I paddled out for a little bit, but I was also really tired. I'd done so much paddling that day and lovely old harbour. I paddled out beside and I think I just turned around and came back in again. It just didn't feel like it was a good idea. So I was a bit disappointed that there weren't that much left to do just around Hook Lighthouse, but I just thought, no, the winds are too strong. It's just not a good idea, especially when I'm so tired. So yeah, so that's what I did manage all in all in one day, 44 kilometers and maybe 45 is pretty good going for the day. Actually, I got a bit further than that because I'd actually crossed over here as well. So that's Hook Lighthouse right there, and there's Fethard. So it's this little smidge, didn't quite get finished. Anyway, here I am the next day, I think, back out, ready to go again. Some of these trips are exhausting, I have to say. It's July, I'd booked this, so it was just very windy, unfortunately, in Dungarvan. This is Dungarvan Harbour, beautiful area. Went for fish and chips in here. It was very, very good. Some of the local place spots. We're just wandering around exploring. It was very, very nice. And so this is what I wanted to do. I was staying here in Dungarvan. I wanted to get to Cork. Here we go. Cork's right in here. That was the plan for the next, but look at that, 55 kilometers. I didn't think that was really going to happen. But even if I could get as far as Yule, thought that might be doable. But like I said, conditions were, look, coming up into 18 miles an hour. That's really too strong, to be honest. Like a 15, below 15 is really better for paddleboarding, and it's just getting really too strong, albeit it's going, oh no, it's not even going in the right direction. I'm paddling into it, so not good at all. Dungarvan. This was then I thought, well, maybe I could get as far as Ballycotton. So I usually have a few plans, plan A, plan B, and plan C. And here I am getting out in the morning. Just packing up the car first, like try not to waken anybody. Car's packed. There you go. So I was tiptoeing around the house, trying not to waken anybody. And here I am now down at the harbour. Morning. Here I am again, setting off. Here I'm with my paddleboard, and we're in Dungarvan. I'm gonna head out today and head towards Cork. And it's a nice pink sky tonight. This morning, I don't know if you can see, it's about 5:30 a.m. Anyway, wish me luck. All proceeds going to RNLI. Bye. So it's so tiring. I'm doing like 6, 7, 8 hours paddling, and then up the next morning at 4 to get out in the water for 5:30. It's not really a holiday, I'll tell you that much. But the thing is, you never, very rarely do you get ideal conditions for the whole week. So when the wind picks up, then I have a break because I can't go out. So this is me, but look how beautiful this was, St. Augustine's, in the morning, the sun just peeping up through the sky. And I'm paddling out of Dungarvan. Again, it's quite a long paddle to the mouth of Dungarvan here, which is yeah, sort of paddling in through here on the way out now towards Cork direction. And it was beautiful. I remember just thinking, isn't it beautiful? And there's a wee fishing boat. You'll find the fishing boats near the harbours, obviously. There's a lot of birds. Was it? I think maybe some of them looked a bit like puffins. Maybe that's why I was filming those. Anyway, that's me paddling away. And sometimes I don't stop and take photographs of everything because it literally would take me even longer to get anywhere. But sometimes the rocks just jut out of the sea, and it's like I look at them and I think, gosh, like if this was like years and years and years ago, it almost looks like it looks prehistoric. You can imagine that could almost look like a dinosaur or something coming out of the with its big scales and spikes on its back and things like that. Sometimes you're going past, maybe you're just hallucinating 'cause too much time on the water. But sometimes I look at these like really old rocks and think, gosh, that does. It looks almost like a dinosaur sticking out, jutting out of the water here. You almost expect it to start moving or its head to come up or something. So anyway, I didn't get very far because it was strong winds. I was paddling into them, and I was also knackered. So I pulled in here at Ballyquin Beach. Another beautiful beach. Just a couple of people around. It was lovely, but I'd had enough. Now just round that headland, that headland actually is Ardmore. So I got a bit done. It's not too far from Cork from there. Still good bit of paddling, but another day because it wasn't going to happen that week because that was it. The wind then was too strong. So this is me hanging out on the beach. Got to try and figure out how to let them know where I am. There, so calling it a day today. I paddled out of Dungarvan for about 5 hours, and I got hard to Ardmore. It's actually Ballycotton, which is a lovely little beach. But I'd hoped to have gotten a lot further, but because I was paddling into the wind all morning, it was kind of choppy and slow going. But anyway, here I am, towards here, and just waiting for my lift for my online support to find me. Anyway, it's good morning. At least I got a bit further. Bye for now. Bit further is always good in my eyes. So yeah, it's quite hard for them to find here, but there was a wee road. Look how pretty that is, isn't it? Beautiful beach. That's Ardmore here. And just nothing else to do but take photos while I was waiting for them. That's the journey I'd come. And here they are coming down this wee windy road again, sort of off the beaten track. And this is us getting home. And this is the Airbnb, just a beautiful garden. And so I finished all my paddleboarding and I was just getting my yoga mat. It was perfect. The garden was just perfect for yoga. It had lots of it was all beautifully done. But this was all like post-COVID, and I just kind of felt like, people were really making the most of their gardens and everything. But it was beautiful. Able to sit outside and do my yoga and my meditation. It was lovely. And that was it for paddleboarding. So we started trying some other tourist activities, and the Greenway ran right outside our Airbnb, and everyone said, bring your bike. We didn't bring bikes because it's too hard to carry all that stuff with all my equipment. So we just rented bikes, and thankfully Jack's really good on his bike. So we did a lot of cycling all around, and it was really good. We really enjoyed it. Lovely, beautiful, well kept routes on the Greenway. And something nice for us all to do together. We cycled all the way to Railway College, had a cup of tea and buns, and let Jack rest his legs because he did a lot of cycling. This is us away again. I'm knackered. I'm probably the slowest of the group. And it was lovely. Now it was too windy for paddleboarding. You can't really tell that in here because it's sheltered, but it was a write-off for the paddleboarding, but it was really nice on the Greenway, so would definitely recommend. And the beautiful scenery, beaches from Dungarvan, all around Dungarvan. This is where I've been paddling out and round, of course, from the sea. But lots to do in the Greenway. I think we're coming up to the dark tunnel. There was the dark tunnel. There's lots of different things to do, but this is not allowed to use. Oh, lights aren't working. The lights aren't working. I'm sure Jack's a bit nervous. And there I am doing my rolling as well in the garden, and there's Jack attacking me, Jack attack, and they're exploring the garden. I'm trying to get him. A lot of rolling for all the paddle boarding. You get tight back and shoulder, legs, hips, everything gets sore from paddle boarding between the shoulder blades. So I do a lot of rolling and a lot of stretching in between. But anyway, that was us. That was the end of another lovely trip. And I had got as far as Ardmore now. So, I didn't get too much done. It was out of the whole week. I think we just had those 2 days to although I did a ton on the first day. So um yeah, it's good enough. So it's all you can do anyway. A bit further. So that's Hook Lighthouse. So that was it here. So slowly making my way along towards Cork. There it is. Anyway, thanks for watching.